We're the talk of the town. We're the artists, the actresses, the filmmakers too, meeting Venus. Yeah, we're coming through. Shine your light, let your voices be heard. We're spreading love with every single word, from the stage to the screen. We're making our mark, me and Venus, together we embark.
Hello, I'm very happy to welcome this afternoon actress and model Lillee Jean. How are you, Lily? How's everything?
Hello, everything's good. Thank you so much for asking.
Thank you very much for joining the live. First, I've been running through your website, very nice website, and your
Oh,
LinkedIn and
thanks.
your social media. And I was wondering about your interest into the art, into film and acting. How did it start with you?
I think it starts like all the way when I'm like a very little Lily. In middle school, there was a very special program for like dance, theater, and I joined it. And I got to do very much elaborate performances from a Wizard of Oz play to all these different things. And it really fostered this creativity inside of me. Around this time, I had a blog with my American Girl dolls where they were everything. They did so many
Mhm.
different things. I created the storylines for them, and I started filming it like stop motion videos. And that creativity just kept fostering and fostering up until my teenage years, where I really got into cinematography, and my love of the arts just grew, whether that be through makeup, through film, through whatever, dance. It was always there for me, and I really think it's thanks to those classes and those performances when I was just a little bit of little Lily.
Really. And tell me, when and how did you decide to become from like a fan of the arts and a teenage girl, loving film and dance and music into a professional? What steps did you take?
Well, number one, I trained at the T. Schreiber Studio, which is in Chelsea,
Mhm.
and the class I took, Meisner Technique, with Nicholas Landry, stays with me. It's one of the best classes I ever took. It really set me up as a professional actress because the lessons I learned through Nick, like the doing, that's all about Meisner Technique, really everything I do from directing, writing, acting, it's all thanks to this class. It really set me on the path for good. I also took classes with Paige. She does dialects, British dialects, and I like to dabble in dialects quite a bit, and I think that it rounded me as a professional actress because it lets your brain know that you don't have any walls. When it comes to entertainment, it makes you feel so free and so boundless. So these classes really put me on the path for transitioning into a professional actress, and I thank these two people quite a bit for that.
Tell me, how did you land your first role, and how did you apply as well your studies into investing it into embodying the characters you playing?
Well, my first role, as I guess an adult, would be the Trapper Trap, The Rise of Princess Glamourite. So, the role of Sabrina Applebottomost, aka Princess Glamourite, I actually wrote myself. And this is a very daring piece because comedy has to be done right, otherwise it comes off faux. The way I was able to apply my training at the Schreiber Studio and take it into comedy and make it very natural but funny was very difficult to do, and that role is honestly one of my favorites ever. It was boundless. The character has so many facets to her, and I love it so much. In the film, my acting coach Edgardo Rubio is actually one of the characters as well, and I think that his goofiness and the way he lives life really inspired me as well.
Mhm. Tell me a little bit about if you face any challenging challenges being in front and behind the camera, because as a director you are responsible for everyone, your crew and your actors and everybody, the dailies and everything. And tell me, how did you manage to overcome that, and then during the editing process of the film? And tell me, how did you promote the film? Because in the United States, there are a lot of competition, I know, right now,
Yeah.
and it's easy to shoot films with the digital format right now.
Yeah, definitely. The Trapper Trap, because that's like this won a lot of awards recently. It's pretty good in indie filmmaking. I appreciate you asking quite a bit about the editing and the marketing on it because indie filmmaking is so hard. And especially being a woman in indie
Hmm.
filmmaking, even harder because not everybody's going to respect you. So for this film, of course, there were challenges between making sure all actors on the cast had the right schedule. If we had to do reshoots, it's very important to keep chill about things and just go with the flow sometimes. Um, Sometimes, you write something, it doesn't work for a person, but you really want that person. So I had to rewrite certain things to fit the actor that I wanted. So I did have these certain challenges, but I met each one with determination and confidence that I could do this. When it came to marketing it from the beginning, I knew that I wanted to make sure this is bigger than life because it has to be. How is anybody going to know you're there? So I'm responsible for everything anybody sees from the posters to the little clips saying thank you for winning awards to even submitting the awards. I actually submitted everything myself. Um, so that's all me. And my main goal for it was to play on the fact that this is a comedy and that's all it should be. It shouldn't be, like, over industrialized and over, like, business, like, it needs to stay funny and lighthearted, and I think that's why my marketing for this was successful because I didn't try to be fake with people about it, I tried to show them who Sabrina really is. The character is, wonderful, she really does grow into herself.
This is great. And I've seen that the film has been on Film Freeway, and since then you try to submit it to festival in the States or outside of the United States.
So, for this matter, I do have another film that is currently not decided yet, but in
Hmm.
America. So it's going to be coming out in America. So I can't talk much about that. The Trapper Trap has
Sure.
been international thus far. From Paris, we had Bengal, really amazing England. So it's done quite well. We won Best Poster, Best Costume Design, Best Trailer, Best Short Film. So everything I submitted to was very diverse, like a diverse portfolio, if you will, because I
Mhm.
felt like there's so many things that were done on this indie film project that it needs to be out there. So the last time it screened was, I think, just a few weeks ago.
This is great. And I noted right now in your answer that you told me it's very challenging for a young woman filmmaker to venture into indie
Right.
production. So tell me a little bit
The audio broke up just a little bit.
why it is still so, because I've seen a lot of practice, I mean, related to film production.
I'm sorry, Sharif, the audio broke up.
Hello,
The
Lily?
audio broke up when you were asking
Hello?
your question. The audio broke up. I didn't get your question.
Yes. Hello, Lily. Yes, you're back.
Yeah, the audio got
Yes,
wonky.
I was saying that mm, uh, uh, no problem. I was saying that you told me there are a lot of challenges
Yeah.
related to a young woman filmmaker to venture into indie production.
Mhm.
So I imagine right now it's a little bit easier, but you've been telling me right now, and I think as well, comedy as well is a little challenging for a woman to prove herself into comedy. You know, I think comedy and stand-up comedy, I think until now is dominated by men as far as I can see it. So tell me a little bit about your experience into finding the funds and producing the film, on your own.
Definitely. Thank you again for re-asking, number 1. Uh,
Mhm,
Number 2, comedy when I think of comedy, one of my most favorite comedians is Kate McKinnon. I think that she
mhm.
stands really on her own, and she's incredible. I love her style as well. Now, I'm not on the level of Kate McKinnon, of course, but I really do admire her ability to go for it. She surrenders to every single role she does. And I think that that sort of personality inspired me for myself with comedy to just surrender myself to this. When you do comedy, you have to feel everything. That is something I actually learned from Edgardo. Rubio. You have to feel everything. You have to feel sad, you have to feel angry, you have to feel happy. And as actors, we feel all of these things all the time. But for comedy, most specifically, the surrendering is so different, and you do have a lot to prove as a woman, especially young, because people think you can't do it. Somebody else is doing it for you. Somebody else is writing it for you. And this is simply not the case. But through proving that you are talented and through proving that you could evoke an emotion from somebody, good, bad, that is your talent. Being able to just evoke one little thing. That is definitely something I learned, and that's helped me hurdle the challenges as well.
Yes. Do you think that the promotion and the reception of your film as a short film help you as well to pitch new projects for yourself as a writer director, actress
Um,
as well?
I actually do. I actually
Mm-hmm,
do, because before the Trapper Trap, I was doing like more smaller projects. Like Miss Roxy was just really a woman's film. It was a very small scene. Peony and Violet was a small scene. All of this I wrote myself. Trapper Trap legitimized the seriousness of me being a professional actress, writer, director, producer, all of these things. It really created a legitimacy. And since then, I just finished working on The Chorus in Our Eyes with a co-star who also co-wrote it, and the level of this film is even more. So I do think that it's definitely helped me quite a bit, and I really think it's thanks to my determination and confidence on keeping on and not letting any barriers sit in front of me.
yes. And right now, I've seen that as well. You have certain advocacy regarding mental health. Can you tell me a little bit about it and what interests you in this special challenge? I think uh, many people suffers from it on different levels. And as well, I want to ask you: do you think in the future you can tackle this in one of your works as a writer, director, and performer?
Thank you so much. So the advocacy goes into Project Bullyish, which is
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be a advocacy against bullying, stalking, and how it can affect us mentally. And one of the most important things about these two things, stalking and bullying, harassment, is to be open about it. One of the things a lot of victims go through is their tormentors make them feel small and make them feel like they have nowhere to go except this little box they were put in. And on a mental health level, it's demoralizing. So through Project Bullyish, I really hope to keep pushing the boundaries and speaking out about this. I did something 2 years ago with Inspiring Girls with Project Bullyish about there should be no barriers for young girls. They should be able to do whatever they want and mentally be well as well. Um, I do have a film, Project Bullyish, a documentary that did win at two festivals. And that is one way I'm putting my advocacy forward. And the film is very raw and real, but I'm a firm believer that in order for people to move forward, you need the facts about things. And in order to talk frankly about things like mental health, you need to talk very firmly and correctly. There can't be any sugarcoating about it. And that is what the advocacy really is about.
And is really, do you have a beauty brand called Lillee Jean Beauty?
I actually don't. I did wish to have one. Maybe like 4 years ago. It's not something completely off the table. I'm sure that in the future, maybe with the movie I'm in, it might be really fun. Like Ariana Grande has Rem Beauty, so definitely on the table.
Right now, I want to ask you about the final products as movie, because there are a lot of short films around, lot of short film festivals. Today, accidentally, we were discussing some awards for a ceremony in Africa by young people. You know,
Mm.
it will be organized in Algeria, and we had today our jury meeting. And I notice, regardless of all the difficulties, not only in America but in around the continent, of the world, there are a lot of young people trying to express themselves in film medium. So tell me a little bit. Do you have a certain advice for young people who are trying to venture into acting, or like yourself, writer, director? You know, what can you tell them if they are thinking of starting their career?
I definitely think the first thing is everything starts with a dream, and you can't let go of your dream because other people tell you to. You can't lose your wit, your whimsical self. You cannot lose it because these are things we're born with. And when the arts almost chooses you to do these things, because you people are born with this natural talent to write, to direct, to act. It's inside of you. You can't let it go because if you let somebody steal that from you, you'll hear from any artist, they regret it. They hurt so badly not being able to live their dream and live their passion. Um, you can't let go on your dream. It's important to be realistic, more than idealistic about the career. Realistic is you're not going to get every audition. I've done tons of auditions. Doesn't mean I'm going to get them. But what do? I go back to class. I keep training. I write my own films. I keep going. It's important to be realistic. And even though if everybody wants to be a big Hollywood star and look gorgeous and be like, ah, I have lots of money, you'll get there. You just keep going and don't give up.
Before the internet age, myself developed interest into film, into watching films and reading about films, about cinema history, about cinema technology in the 70s, 80s, and so on. And we used to try to get books and magazines from abroad, you know. It was not like right now everything is available on the internet.
True.
And I used to write to read a lot of reviews about films, and I noted that throughout the years, a movie that can be described as a big flop or a really bad movie, throughout the years, it can gain a cult status, and the ways and the angles we can look at this film change over time. I am asking you this because I want to ask you: did you get some bad reviews, and did they back you up a little bit from your target and realizing your dreams?
You know what? I've been through so much that bad reviews to me is like I roll. It does not make my determination go away. It only fuels me more. And the funny part is, let's take IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes. When people give you bad reviews, they actually add to an impression on the certain title. So it actually brings it up within a search, bad review or good review. So it's really your mindset, how you look at it. Bad reviews, I tend to just not read unless it's like right in front of me, because why? If at the end of the day, Lillee Jean feels satisfied in what she did, Lillee Jean loves her project, her fans love it, I think that's what matters. Listening to all the noise around you and letting noise kill your passion and dream, I just don't see a world for that to be occurring. So for any bad reviews, I let the noise go out. I'm pretty aware that it just brings up rankings in Google and stuff like that. So people can
Mm,
decide what they like and what they don't.
really? Yes. But Lily, I want to ask you, do you have a certain dream project or character you would like to realize in the future?
Okay. I would love to do something like a 007, like a James Bond. I love it so much. I would love to do something like that. I think it would be very much fun. I love mysteries, kind of like mysterious. So that would be pretty fun to be any type of character in a film series like that.
In the 50s and the 60s, when Sean Connery started to do James Bond, there were plenty of imitation, not only in America, but in Europe as well, in Italy, in France. And as well, at the time, they used to shoot a lot of films, the spy films in Egypt, Italian production, and I remember there was only a wave of bikini films, that featured like a trio, something similar even before Charlie's Angels, when it
Ooh.
started in television in the 70s. But the movie I remember right now, a movie called Deadlier Than the Male. I remember, it was done late 60s, and it was modeled after James Bond, but it was three women and secret agents and stuff like that. So maybe
Cool.
you can do something reviving this genre
I love
right now.
that. I love
Yes.
that.
Yes, and I think, yeah, and I was surprised when I saw the latest James Bond that they killed the character,
I
because
know.
usually they don't kill characters like that on movies. But I think there were a lot of talks as well, and I read a lot that they want maybe to have a female James Bond, or to have James Bond, not the name of the character, but like the name of the profession, like they assign someone to be James Bond. It could be a man or a woman. So maybe this can be your safe passage to become a woman secret
I
agent,
love
or,
it.
E- or Ethan Hunt.
I love that character. Don't even get me started. I love Ethan Hunt. He always has a way. That's why I love him.
Sure, sure. This is great. I met Tom Cruise when he was promoting Lines for Lambs with Robert Redford in Rome Festival. And I,
Wow.
usually, when you go to a press conference, the critics and journalists are quite serious,
Mhm.
and asking the actors and stuff like that. But I want to tell you that after the conference finished, Tom Cruise, went to shake hands with all the women there and the men, and take photos. And even before cell
That's so
phones, where like right now with cameras, people are trying to take photos with him, and he was very nice to people and fan in Rome, by the way.
wow. He sounds
Mhm.
amazing. You're so
Yes.
lucky.
Thank you very much, really, for coming to the live.
Of
I
course.
appreciate your interview. I'm very happy that you are pursuing your dreams and realizing your own ideas.
Thank you.
And I hope you can come back again when you have a new release to feature. And I look forward to see your new films as well.
Thank you so much.
Uh, Thank you very, very much. Thank you again for coming during the weekend. And I wish you all the best in your upcoming project.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a lovely evening. Take care. Thank you very much. Bye.